the interesting aspects of Freemasonry that attracted me from the very beginning and continues to have a magnetic personality, so to speak, within Freemasonry is the use of the symbols. The symbols themselves, there's hundreds of them in Freemasonry. And the way that the symbols are incorporated into the various different degrees of the degree work, like the entered apprentice, the fellow craft mason, and the master mason, the way in which we incorporate them into not only our lodge, but right into the ritual itself, as well as into our personal lives through personal involvement, through being there, the presence in the lodge of the various people and their participation, is one of the very powerful things of Freemasonry. Also, the utilization, the use, the intellectual acquisition, the philosophical contemplation of sacred geometry is extremely interesting to me. I've always been involved reading, studying, doing what I can in mathematics. When I discovered sacred geometry, lo, those many years ago, it really turned me on. Nature has taught us about the geometry, and we imitate nature in our buildings, in our art, in everyday life. These symbols, the circle, the point within the circle, the square, all of the various symbols come from the creation. And we put ourselves in tune with nature, with the creation, through practicing sacred geometrical constructions, using compasses and squares, pencils and straight edges, finding ways to apply the cosmological grandeur and glory that completely surrounds us, even though we don't see it because our sky is blue during the day, and our vision, our understanding of our place in the cosmos is very limited. Usually we think, well, this is our home, this earth, and this is all we think about. We rarely these days go outside at night and contemplate the vast starry heavens. But that's the only form of entertainment the ancients had. They didn't have television to distract them. They didn't have city lights to pollute out the light pollution, to blot out the stars at night. They knew the stars, and they knew them very well. Sacred geometry is one of the most intriguing and interesting aspects of Freemasonry. And today I want to discuss some of the interesting implications, the applications, the profound way in which we personally, physically incorporate sacred geometry, whether it's the circles through our circumambulations, whether it's the squares of the altars, whatever geometric construct that we personally involve ourselves in. It ties us together in a common thread. People with people. People with our sacred centers. Both within our physical structures. You know, they say the hearth in the home is the center of the home. The altar in the temple is the center of the temple. The heart in the breast is the center of the person. It doesn't matter what degree work we Freemasons are doing, whether it's in the entered apprentice, the fellow craft, the master mason, the cryptic mason. It doesn't matter whether you're in the York Rite or the Scottish Rite. The involvement in the rituals, the actual presence is very important. And it is for the brothers who are seeking greater light and knowledge, just like Father Abraham used to anciently. But it is also for us. A Freemason who has been in Masonry for a while and who thinks, well, you know, tonight's an entered apprentice degree. That's not so important. I'm going to skip it. You know, maybe I'll go to a fellow craft once or twice this year. But the Master Mason ritual, now that's the one I want to attend 20 times because it's the most important. A Freemason who thinks that way is completely cheating himself. Because every single degree is for us as well. I learn something new in every degree, every time I attend, no matter which one it is. Every time. Because I am constantly studying symbolism. I never let a day go by that I don't learn something new in Freemasonry, and my religion, and history, and philosophy. Every day. When I go to bed at night, I know I have improved my mind. Even if it's just with one item. Sometimes it's with an entire book, if I've read for 8 solid hours. But I'm always a better person at night when I go to bed than I am from the morning when I woke up. I have done something good for someone every day, whether it's a smile, a nice, encouraging, helpful word, opening the door for a lady, helping a lady with her groceries out of the store because she's a little old lady and she needs help putting them in her car. There's a trillion things we can find to do to help our fellow man and improve their lives as well as ours. One of these is studying symbolism, so that utilizing the symbols. Now, it's a good thing as an esoteric spiritual practice to contemplate in your mind, to get you to understand a passage in the Bible differently. Or if you read the Bhagavad Gita, or the Quran, or the Gilgamesh epic, or the Enuma Elish, or the Chinese Tao Te Ching. Whatever literature you're reading and studying, the study of symbolisms can help you add breadth, depth, comprehension to your mind, the eternal part of us. Our bodies are getting older. Hey, I'm getting a little bit grayer, you know. Every one of us get to die. That day is coming. Oh, we are taught that powerfully in the Scottish Rite. Not as a means of making us have a morbid fear of death, but of recognizing there is an end to this life, this mortal physical life at one point, and we had better be doing something to keep our life in order and to share the wealth of love, charity, helpfulness, and knowledge and light to each other and to the world. So I'm going to share with you some very cool sacred geometrical ideas. And I'm going to bring out some ideas from antiquity, from the ancient architecture, as well as some of the actual down-to-earth practical points of using the symbolisms of sacred geometry that we utilize right in our lodges during the entered apprentice degree, the fellowcraft degree, the Masonic, the Master Mason degree, so on and so forth. I'm going to give you some ideas on sacred geometry that just really mean something. The more I learn, the broader, deeper, grander, more comprehensive way that I try to understand symbolism, ritual, history, mythology, the legends, and so on and so forth. Every time I acquire some new knowledge, the rites, the experience, our lives in Freemasonry become more profound, become more meaningful, become more impressive, more useful. And it does bring joy into your life. If you're a happy person, if you have it in your gut, in your heart, if you feel joy, you can't help but radiate that out to other people. And it's really quite fun. I promise. Try it, it won't hurt you. Let me show you some ideas on sacred geometry.